Hi everyone. Today I want to share with you three things I wish I knew sooner, or three things I kind of received during the meditation with my higher self. And one thing I have to say, I've been going through a little bit of a rough patch in my life lately, like work-wise. I mean, thankfully everything else is great, but work-wise, which is, kind of like my how I support myself, how I pay for myself and my daughter. I'm a single mom, so that has quite a bit affected me. It's just, let's say, I made some comments and there was a little bit of bad treatment of me because of the comments I made. So because of that, it kind of put me in the state of like, I don't know what my next step should be. I'm a little bit questioning everything about my professional life and everything. But a long story short, that led me to this meditation with my higher self. And wow, I have to say, it was absolutely amazing. I've learned so much. I will share with you three things. I took some notes that I wish I knew, and I wish a lot of us knew sooner. And the first one is three big one. It's stop being so afraid. And I love this saying I've heard: fear's false evidence appearing real. And I feel like fear leads so often. Of course, my cat decides to join me. Fear so often leads to us making the wrong choices. Like, think about, fear puts us in this fight or flight mode, right? And it leads to a lot of stress. And not only leads to stress that you live in this daily anxiety of what should I do, but also often makes us make the wrong choices. Because think about, how often when you make a decision about fear, it's not really from your higher self, from your true authentic self. Like maybe you pick a job that, has some check marks, and somewhere deep on the inside, maybe it's not the job for you, but fear makes you choose it. And I've realized, like, so often, like, we worry about everything so much, right? Like, and then there's this great quote I've heard somewhere: 99% of things we worry about never happen. So think about all this energy, and it kind of dawned on me. All this energy I've been wasting, worrying, and dedicating to fear and anxiety that took me over lately. And if I just take all this energy and put it into something productive, something that's positive, towards my next steps, towards my life, like that frees up so much energy towards what I want to accomplish. So that's lesson number one I've learned from my meditation. Fear has to go. I want to operate going forward from the state of peacefulness and making the right choices for myself and for my daughter, but choices that are based not in fear, but just like wisdom, internal wisdom, that something is good for me and my daughter. The next lesson I have learned during my meditation with my higher self is like, it's a really big one. And the last one is the most important one. But the second one is stop worrying so much about what people will say. So I remember years ago, when I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or just doing on a social media, my friend told me, because I was like, what would people say? Like, I was so afraid. And I remember she said, people are so busy, they really don't have time to think about you, Joanna. Like, and the truth is, then I kind of looked around me. The truth is, like, yes, majority of the people I know, they are just running around like crazy, running from meeting to meeting, from Zoom call to Zoom call, from appointment to appointment. They just don't have time to think about us. So it was a great reminder that when you worry about what people think about you, you are kind of holding yourself back all the time. And I've realized then how many decisions I've made based on what people will say or what people will think about me, and that was not coming from my true self. Like, it was just coming from worrying about what people say. So there's a realization that people truly really don't have time, to think about you so much. And one thing I've realized, when people do think about you so much, they honestly have an issue. And maybe that's escapism by, focusing on you and your problems, like they're escaping their life. Or maybe you are triggering something in them, something maybe they want to do or they want to have. And that was also very liberating, because honestly, nobody really should care what you do with your life so much. Yeah, people can comment, but what you do is your choice and it's your life. We all have one life to live, and we all have to make choices that are good for us and our loved ones. And the last thing I've learned during my meditation with my higher self that I want to share, and accept yourself as you are. And that reminded me of this big, code word everybody talks about right now, being authentic. But it's a big thing. We say, oh, be authentic. What does it even really mean to be authentic? So I looked up the definition, and I want to share it with you. So being authentic means being true to yourself, embracing your true thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and values, and expressing them honestly without trying to fit into someone else's expectations. It's about living in alignment with your inner self rather than putting on a mask trying to be someone you are not. So, wow, when I've read that, let's just look around. Like, how many truly authentic people do you see? And especially, in the corporate environment where I come from, I don't even think I know one. Like, it's so hard to be authentic when you put your well-being in other people's hands, because you feel that if you say the wrong thing, or if you express something, maybe somebody won't like you, and that leads to lack of authenticity. So during my meditation with my higher self, I just kind of got this, this true feeling that if I'm not authentic, I can't be happy. And honestly, I don't know anybody who is not authentic that is happy, because when you are not authentic, you live with a mask on, and it's actually exhausting. And I've realized, sometimes when you're not, and I'm sure we all have had that, you maybe go to an event or maybe networking event, and you put on this, mask of trying to pretend you really want to be there, trying to pretend that you are interested in some conversation where you are not. And you come back exhausted because you were on this, you were playing a little role for an hour or two, and now you're exhausted. So when I realized that, I was like, wow, that is quite interesting. How often, or sometimes even when you go to a job you hate. We know a lot of people who go to jobs they hate, and they pretend that they like it, and it's just, you can feel it. You can feel this fakeness around, and it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting for those people. It's even exhausting for people around, because they feel this weird atmosphere of just being, sorry, my cat is just going crazy here. It's I've realized, I want to live with my authentic self. And I know that when I live with I am my authentic self, the right people will be drawn to me. And the wrong people will be chipped away naturally, because that's by law of attraction, right? The wrong things fall apart. If you are truly standing your authentic self, and you're not trying to hold things together that are not really sticking together. So I have learned a lot from my higher self meditation. I hope that helps anybody. and thanks for listening.